The Backrooms, Lost Between Worlds. Part 1, The Yellow Rooms. Every generation invents its own monsters. Ghosts in mirrors. Hooks scraping across car doors. Shadow men at the edge of your bed. But sometimes the monster isn't a person at all. Sometimes it's a place. That's what happened in 2019, when a post appeared on the image board 4chan. It wasn't a photo of a creature. It wasn't a bloody warning. It was something stranger, something simpler. A photo of a room. Yellow wallpaper. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. Old stained carpet that looked damp even through the screen. Nothing sinister in the image itself. Just an empty office space, half renovated, the kind of room you'd forget the moment you left it. But the caption told a different story. If you're not careful and you knock-clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms. It's 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms. All the same yellow wallpaper and buzzing fluorescent lights. God help you if you hear something wandering nearby. Because it definitely heard you. That was it.
No bloody imprints. No monster jumpscare.
Just the suggestion of a place that shouldn't exist. And it spread like wildfire. Why it worked. The backrooms weren't just scary because of the description. They were scary because they looked familiar. Everyone had seen a room like that before. A forgotten office space, an empty hallway in a hotel, a school corridor after dark. Places that feel wrong, not because anything dangerous is inside them, but because of what's missing. No people.
No windows.
No end in sight. Psychologists call it liminal space horror, the unease you feel in transitional places that are meant to be temporary. Stairwells, waiting rooms, parking garages. They're designed for you to pass through, not stay. And when you're stuck there too long, something inside you whispers that you shouldn't be. The backrooms took that unease and stretched it into infinity. The first rule. The legend grew quickly. People added details, survival tips, and rules. The most important one was simple. Don't trust the silence. The rooms are never truly empty. They buzz. They hum. They smell faintly of mold and wet carpet. And if that background noise ever stops, run. Because you're not alone. Why knock-clip hit so hard? The term knock-clip came from video games. In development builds, testers could walk through walls, slip past boundaries, explore the unfinished space behind the map. It was never meant for players. It was a cheat, a bug, a glitch in the rules. And that's what made the Backrooms idea so chilling. What if our reality had boundaries? What if you could fall through them? Not into another world. Not into some shining afterlife. But into an accident. A place that wasn't supposed to be seen at all. A mistake. The backrooms are less like hell and more like a storage closet for everything that doesn't belong. Early stories. After the first post, others added their voices. One person wrote, I was in an empty office block once at night. It looked exactly like this. I couldn't stop thinking. What if I never find the exit? What if I've been here before and just forgot? Another claimed, I dream about this place constantly. Yellow walls. Lights that buzz louder the longer you listen. It feels like a memory I never had. That's what made the Backrooms dangerous as a story. It didn't feel new. Felt remembered. Like we'd all been there already. Once. In a dream we couldn't fully wake from. The first level. People gave the starting area a name. Level 0. Level 0 was endless yellow rooms, fluorescent lights, buzzing noise, damp carpet, and stale air. Level 0 had no windows, no natural light.
No consistent layout.
Maps didn't work.
Compasses spun uselessly.
The walls shifted if you weren't looking. Corridors folded back on themselves. Some rooms felt warmer. Some rooms reeked of rot. And every so often, the hum of the lights was broken by something else. Footsteps that didn't match your own. Not just fiction. Most creepypastas are easy to dismiss as stories. Jeff the Killer is a monster. Slender Man is a faceless man. You can laugh at them, put them in a box, call them characters. But the backrooms weren't characters. They were places. And that's why people claimed they'd been there. Not metaphorically. Not in their dreams. For real. One story told of a maintenance worker who swore he found himself in the backrooms while fixing a pipe in an abandoned mall basement. He described walking for hours through yellow halls before finding a fire exit door. When he pushed it open, he was back in the mall, but the exit didn't exist when he returned. Another person claimed they woke up in the backrooms after fainting in a hospital hallway. They said the smell of wet carpet clung to their clothes for days after. Were these hoaxes? Lies? Dreams confused with reality? Maybe. But every time someone swore they'd been there, the story grew stronger. The shared dream. That's what makes the backrooms so eerie. Not that they're scary. Not that they're infinite. But that we've all seen them before. Even before the post. Even before the name. You walk into a strange office building and swear you've been there before. You turn a corner in a hotel and get lost in identical hallways. You close your eyes and dream of buzzing lights and walls the color of old nicotine stains. And when you see the picture of the backrooms, you recognize it instantly. That's the trick. It's not showing you something new. It's reminding you of something you've already been trying to forget. Part 2. The expansion. The original Backrooms post was just a seed. A single image, a single warning. But seeds grow. And in less than a year, that one creepy photo of a yellow hallway sprouted into something much bigger. A myth, a map, a labyrinth built by thousands of hands. Levels upon levels. The first edition was simple. There's more than one floor. Level 0, the endless yellow rooms, was just the entry point. People started describing other levels. Places stranger, darker, more hostile. Level 1. A dim industrial warehouse. Pipes groaning. Machines whirring in the dark. Level 2. Claustrophobic maintenance tunnels that go on forever. Lit by buzzing fluorescent bulbs that flicker like dying stars. Level 3. Boiler rooms where the walls sweat with heat and shadows move where they shouldn't. And from there, the catalog exploded. Level 37. An abandoned shopping mall where mannequins change position when you're not looking. Level 94. A sunny meadow beneath a painted sky. Too bright, too perfect. Where figures wave from a distance but vanish if you approach. Level 3999. An infinite birthday party. Balloons sagging, cake rotting, laughter looping on broken speakers. Each new level felt like another dream remembered. Another nightmare shared. It didn't matter if the places were real. The descriptions were so vivid, so specific, that people began to feel they'd been there before. Entities. Then came the monsters. At first, the backrooms were empty. Just you, alone in the yellow halls. But emptiness is a canvas. And people began to fill it. They called them entities. Creatures that roam the levels, hunting, watching, waiting. Hounds. Human-like bodies that move on all fours. Jaws too wide, teeth too many. Smilers. Glowing grins floating in dark corners, attached to nothing you can see until it's too late. Skin stealers. Humanoids wearing the stretched skin of victims, their faces blank except for holes where eyes should be. And the rules spread with them. Don't make noise. Don't stare at the dark too long. If you see a smile in the shadows, don't smile back. The backrooms weren't just a place anymore. They were a survival guide. A warning passed down like folklore. Survival guides. Wikis appeared. Hundreds of pages cataloging levels, entities, exits, and supplies. Almond water, people wrote, was the only safe drink. Smilers could be distracted with light. There were rumors of groups, factions, living inside the backrooms, setting up camps, trading goods, trying to map the unmappable. And like any folklore, the guides contradicted each other. One source said Level 5 was a grand hotel haunted by whispers. Another said it was a slaughterhouse filled with screaming machinery. The contradictions didn't weaken the myth. They strengthened it. Because in dreams, in nightmares, nothing is consistent. Kane Pixels. The turning point came in January 2022, when a 16-year-old filmmaker named Kane Parsons uploaded a short film called The Backrooms, found footage. It begins with kids shooting a homemade movie in the 1990s. The cameraman steps backward, trips, and falls straight through the floor. Into the backrooms. The camera shakes. The yellow walls loom. The buzzing is deafening. For nearly 10 minutes, the film drags you through endless rooms, doors that go nowhere, stairwells that shouldn't exist. At first it feels empty. Then you hear something following. The film went viral instantly. Millions of views. Thousands of comments from people saying the same thing. I've seen this before. I've dreamed this exact place. Kane's video didn't just popularize the Backrooms. It legitimized them. It made them feel like recovered evidence, like a tape pulled from a police locker, like proof. And people couldn't stop watching. Shared dreams. That's when the stories shifted. Before, people wrote about the Backrooms like fiction. After Kane's film, they started writing like witnesses. I've been here before. I dreamed this place as a kid, years before the post. This is where I go when I have sleep paralysis. It didn't matter whether they were lying. What mattered was how many voices said the same thing. Psychologists might call it confabulation, people convincing themselves they've experienced something after seeing it described. But others whisper something darker. What if the Backrooms aren't an invention? What if they've always been there, behind the walls of our world, waiting for a name? Déjà vu. That's why the Backrooms dig so deep. They weaponize déjà vu. You walk into a hotel hallway and swear you've seen it before. You visit an office basement and feel uneasy, like something is wrong with the air. You pass a flickering light in a stairwell and suddenly feel like you're trapped in a loop. These aren't new fears. They're old ones, ancient ones. The Backrooms just gave them shape. And once they had a shape, they spread. Viral expansion. By late 2022, the Backrooms weren't just a story. They were a universe. Hundreds of YouTube channels made found footage shorts. TikTok filled with glitching hallways and liminal edits. Video games let players explore infinite yellow corridors. And every new piece fed the myth. The more people imagined the Backrooms, the more real they felt. Place that feels like memory. That's the paradox. The Backrooms aren't real. Not in any physical sense. Not in any provable way. But they feel like memory. They feel like places you've already been, even if you can't explain when. And once you've seen the picture, once you've heard the buzz of fluorescent lights late at night and thought of it, you're already halfway there. Because the Backrooms don't need to exist to trap you. They just need you to believe they could.